Aloha.
Hi,
How's it going?
welcome to Love Gangster. I'm Danielle,
I'm Jeremy.
and we are here today tuning in from the big island of Hawaii, where we live. And we're really excited to talk today. It's the night before Thanksgiving, and we want to share with you about a practice that we're working with called Love Gangster.
Welcome to the experience.
So, Love Gangster is the practice of learning to live and love and honor the people that we're working with in relationship, no matter what the transformations are that are happening through all the stages of relationship. And this is for working together with people that you're in romantic union with, people that you're friends with, people that are in your family, whoever you're in close relationship with. This is a practice to help you learn how to honor the people that you love through wherever the transitions go that those people are going to.
So, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we wanted to share our experience of how we have given in relationship and how we give now, now that our relationship has transformed. We once were in a romantic relationship and we're not anymore, but we loved each other so much and do love each other so much that we still wanted to work together and we wanted to find a way to do that. And Love Gangster is actually the baby of our relationship, of how it's transformed.
I love when you say that.
It's our baby.
We got to have a baby after all.
With no copulation, we had a baby.
It's amazing.
His name was Love Gangster.
And it's really great. So this is about us sharing in vulnerability, and the whole purpose is to just really help people with where they're at. Relationships can be so hard and can be so confusing, and the bottom line is we go into relationships because we want to connect and we want to love people, right? And we want to spend time with those people and grow with those people, and time brings change. And especially for people who are on the growth path and are really wanting to just learn to be the best people they can and learn the most about their life, we go through big transitions, and things come in and out and come and go and are in alignment in different ways. And being able to learn how to honor that and be loving in freedom and acceptance is no small feat. It's not the easiest thing to do. So many times we break up and our hearts just break, right? Because all of a sudden it's the end. And Love Gangster is about learning how to love without end, how to keep things going and to honor each other and figure out a way to keep working together.
And we understand in our own lives when things are out of alignment. And sometimes in relationship, we love that person so much that even though our lives are shifting, that somehow and sometimes it falls out of alignment, right? So how do we love and how do we continue from there when we understand we're out of alignment with that person in the way we're showing up in that relationship, whether it's romance or friends to romance? So how can we be that? How can we be that transmutation through life and through relationship and still love the other person unconditionally? How do we let that part go or transform in that way? That is Love Gangster. That's what we're all about, is how to love unconditionally through all of life.
I love this practice. Learning to work together in this way has been the most beautiful gift to my own life. So many times through our relationships, I've brought a lot of fear into relationships because I've been afraid to love so much and then lose or have to let go. I've had great love come into my life, and always the ending of those relationships has been so sad and so scary. And I can see how times in the past where I've held back or not committed myself fully or not fully opened in vulnerability because I was scared that I would have to go through the change or the transition sometime. And when Jeremy and I met, we had a really great divine connection. It came in really beautiful and fast. We definitely feel a soulmate connection to each other. And of
You do?
course, stop.
I wouldn't go that far.
Hey!
I'm just kidding. We're definitely soulmates.
You said it first, okay?
We're soulmates.
All right, we're soulmates. Yeah.
We're just exposing our whole entire lives and our relationship to the world. So I wasn't sure if I was ready to admit that yet, but
oh my god, we're out.
We're soulmates.
Thank God, because the awesome thing about soulmates is you get to like just play together for your rest of your life and honor each other. And I think because we do feel that connection, it allowed us to be in alignment to create this. And I definitely feel like Love Gangster is our destiny. It's our baby, but it's also what we really feel called to do right now, to serve and to show up in the world. So when we first got together, of course, we decided to go full in, romance, all the things.
Because why not?
It was fun.
Isn't that what everyone wants?
Yeah. And, it had highs and lows for sure. And a lot of things felt really good because we knew that we were supposed to be working together. And there's so many good things about our connection. There's so many great ways that we are in alignment. And we definitely tried to have it be all the things, all the romance, all the everything. But we were both also coming from very different places from our past relationships that we transferred out of before and, still brought the resonance in to this relationship. And for me, my last relationship was a real heartbreaker. And I was really learning in a very solitude place when I met Jeremy. I was really working on healing myself and trying to understand who I was in my last relationship and the reasons why my relationship went the way that it did. And I can say for myself that I definitely was more in a place of on the receiving, borderline taking energy with my last partner. My last partner was a big giver, and he gave and gave and gave and gave to me. And I had never really experienced that before, where somebody was just so down to like really be there for me and really try to make everything wonderful for me and really try to love me unconditionally. I didn't know how to do that yet at that stage in my life. And so a large part of our relationship was unbalanced because I was just like, yeah, give me all this love. I'm starving, and I didn't give that good. And I left that relationship with a lot of regret. I wished that I could have been more there for that person and that I would have known how to love them a little bit better unconditionally. And so during my time between my past relationship before I met Jeremy, I was in the self-healing process and I was taking myself through the process of healing love's ultimate heartbreak, essentially. And I had decided that when somebody new came into my life, I was really going to do whatever I could to treasure them and just like be there for them so much and give them so much love and make sure that they know, how amazing they are, how perfect they are, and just really do everything that I could. And I wanted to do that for somebody because I know now what it feels like when somebody shows up like that for you. But there was also a really strong drive in me to kind of do right by my past and kind of learn to do that and to show that I could do that and to kind of bring balance. Like sometimes I almost felt like I was in some kind of like karmic return or something. And here is this beautiful person that comes into my life and I'm stoked and I'm happy and he's super cool and everything.
And he's a love gangster.
Yeah. And so I was super excited and I went full force into really just going 100 for Jeremy. And I have no regrets on that at all. But it was a learning experience for me because it left me a little bit unbalanced. And, to be honest, I really put a lot of my needs second and really focused on doing whatever I could to make him happy and to show up as much as I could in that way. And again, I have no regrets, but it wasn't the healthiest way for me to approach the relationship.
And before I met her, a big part of my, yes, before I met her, this one, my soulmate, one of my soulmates.
Wait a second.
For my entire life, I've been in relationships unbalanced, and I've more so been in the seat of the giver. Give all my love so that you can love me back and don't leave me kind of energy. I worked with a lot of abandonment issues, so it was my duty and my role, I felt, to love and love and love and love and give everything in relationship, so that that person felt loved enough that they could stay with me. And it was treacherous. It left me in so much heartbreak all the time. Every relationship was mirrored the same way until I finally learned that, Jeremy, you gotta love yourself. You gotta be the person that gives you that love. And so I actually moved out here and was very dedicated to myself and how can I love myself. And I came out here with the intention of working on myself. And, to me, that looks like, okay, you're going to be by yourself and you're going to learn how to love yourself unconditionally with no one else around. And of course, the universe always has a different plan, right? And we learn very well through relationship and how to love ourselves through relationship. And so when Danielle came in, it was very much of like, wait a second. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I am working on myself right now. And so I had a lot of selfishness in the relationship because I was like, no, this time's about me. This time's about me growing and me expanding in a version of love for self. So it did create this unbalance. And of course, I tried to love her back as best as I could at the time, but it did create this imbalance of, I was willing to receive the love more than I was to give. And that eventually turned into unalignment in the romance side of things. Since we've came back together and worked together as best friends, soulmates, I think she will vouch that I have become better at balancing the giving and receiving, and giving from a place of I'm giving you my love because I love you. Period. Can you vouch for that?
I can vouch for that. And
please?
I will. Well, I want to say too that, of course, like Jeremy mentioned, of course, the universe had different plans for him, and the universe had the perfect plan for me too, because I really needed to learn what it was like to be with somebody who acted in relationship the same way I did in my relationship before. I needed to understand what that felt like. And so, of course, when I'm finally ready to love, and really show up, of course, I'm going to get the person that was the mere reflection for who I was to deal with in my past relationship. And that was really frustrating for me, because I thought I had finally gotten it right? Like, I was showing up and I was on my best behavior and I was loving so good and trying so hard.
He's going to love me so hard back. I'm doing so good at this.
Yeah, and no. lots of sads, lots of sad pandas. But it's exactly what I needed so that I could understand what actually I want and what actually is right for me and what is actually a match for me for where I'm at in my ability to love now. And not to say that Jeremy can't match that, but that's not the match for us. And that's what led us to transitioning our relationship. And so, yes, since Jeremy's been back and we have reinvented what our relationship means to us, we're definitely experiencing a way better balance. I think we're still dealing a little bit with the undertones, you know?
Mostly her.
Excuse me.
JK,
yeah,
JK.
I'm still loving real good.
She loves real good. She, for real, I've never been loved the way I have by her before. And it was very scary at first, which of course put my shields up as like, you have all this love for me. I've never experienced this in my entire life. I don't want that. I can't deal. And it did put me on my heels. And like she said, it was a mirror relationship. We both came from very different backgrounds of almost opposite backgrounds of how we were in relationship. And we did play a little bit of a role switch. And of course, universe likes to mirror that for us. So we got to experience what it was like to be in the other people's shoes.
So that kind of brings us to where we're at now. So we've redefined our relationship and we're committed to each other in different ways now. We still share a really strong love bond. We're committed to our growth and we're committed to figuring out how to honor the love that we have for each other, but also honor what we each want for ourselves individually. And we're stoked and like feel really happy because we have a lot of different layers that we connect on. And a big part of the success that we're having is we're being real about what's good for us and what's not. And working together as friends is great. We have so much fun.
We have a lot of fun.
It's like my most favorite friend thing ever.
Thanks.
It's been a long time since I've had such a good friend. And we love to do business together. And we love to rise together. And, you know, a lot of the like issues and drama that we had before, it was just always the romantic shit. And so when we learned to just really be real about that, we saw that we had to let some things go so that the other really good things could grow. See, I can rap too. I have rhymes.
Got bars. She's got bars.
That's right.
Nice rhymes.
Thanks. You can use those lyrics later if you want to.
Word.
So yeah, so here we are now, and we are learning how to love really good and how to balance each other really good. And so one of the biggest things we're working with is how do we give to each other now? How much to give? You know, where to have boundaries, where to honor ourselves better. I know for myself, I'm still loving him so much and still wanting to give so much, but I definitely just am in a place of unconditional love for him because I cherish him and I really want him to feel good with my love. And so I'm learning to be not so intense and not so intimidating with my love. And but I'm still
scares me.
I know, sorry. But I'm still feel great because we're so open with each other, we can still love each other so much. And it's important to me. Like I have a lot of love to give, so I still want to be able to give to him as much as I can, you know? But I'm also learning how to balance it. I'm learning how to choose myself more, working on that slowly, learning how to, you know, put some boundaries up for myself. You know, he was coming over here tonight and he asked if I could have one of our favorite desserts waiting for him. And I said, it's looking slim because I'm on the couch right now. So I'll see you later. And I'm happy to report that even though there was a part of me that was like, okay, I'm gonna get up and make the mangoes. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And that's...
It was a test.
It was kind of...
I planned it that way. It was just a joke. It was just a test. I knew I was fine with making my own mangoes, okay?
But that's part of it, right? And so, like, and I felt good. I felt good that I honored myself. And I still love him. And it doesn't matter. And I'm loving him better by learning to love myself more. And it just feels way better.
And I'm coming from the place of choosing to give to her instead of myself. Because I have been on this path of, okay, Jeremy, it's time for you. And it's not a bad place to be, but how does it affect your other relationships? And so where I'm coming from is like, oh yeah, I want to do this right now, but I love you so much that I'm going to do this instead. And I will join on the bandwagon and let's do that instead. And I'm learning how to be selfless from a place of real unconditional love instead of, I want your love, so I'm going to do this for you.
Word. I feel that from you. I mean, you know, like, sometimes I get frustrated with him because sometimes he'll just flat out tell me, like, yeah, I want to do this. I'm going to do this for you, but I don't want to. This shit drives me crazy. Because I'm like, no, that's not how you give. That doesn't feel good. Like, I don't want you to do anything for me just because you're going to do it because you feel like you should give, but you don't really want to, you know?
I do it because I love you, but I don't necessarily want to do that thing at the time.
Right. And so I want to argue.
A little different.
I want to argue that sometimes, though, too, because then I'm like, well, I don't really necessarily always want to do everything that I do for you, but I don't tell you that I'm going to do it for you anyways, and then tell you that I don't really want to. But that's also part of, you know, how I love. And like, I am choosing to find my balance, but to be really in integrity with really trying to just really only do for him the things that I really do want to do. Because I think that that's how it feels good to be loved, when people really want to do the things for you. And granted, we don't want to do all the things every time, you know, it's not realistic. But for the most part, I'm learning how to truly be in integrity with truly giving him what I want to give him almost at all the times. And I wouldn't have been able to be in that balance unless we had taken our relationship to this new level. And I'd been able to step back a little bit and realize that I could still have him in my life without giving him everything and without losing myself in the process. And that's how you love Gangster.
And you wouldn't know this because I haven't told you, but I've been so good about just doing it because I want to do it because I love you. And you wouldn't know because I didn't tell you that I didn't want to do it.
That's right.
So there's no gauge of truth on that. But I can tell you from my heart.
I appreciate that. I feel your love in a really good way.
Thank you.
I really do.
Thank you. I try so hard to love you.
It's like acting like it's so hard to love me, right?
So hard. No, she's a very lovable person. And I think what I've had to get clear on and really work with is the self-punishment that I used to give myself for, man, she loves me so well, and yet I'm showing up as a not enough that I'm not giving her. I'm not giving her enough because of what she is giving me. And and that's been really intense to work with. I have balanced that out a lot. It was more so at the beginning in our romantic relationship where I felt like a piece of shit because I was like, wow, I'm receiving all this love and I'm such in the place of self right now, in individualized self, that even as much as I tried, I like couldn't show up in a balanced way that she was giving to me. So it created a lot of internal conflict for me. And now as I learn to give in the space of unconditional love, it's balanced that out. And I'm never like, oh my gosh, she loved me so much better than I loved her today. So essentially what we're doing is we're creating balance and love. And
in the spirit of giving and receiving
in
on
the
this
spirit
Thanksgiving
of,
Eve.
yes. And how can we have more of that vibration? How can we operate from that place as much as possible? And anything that doesn't allow that, times a godzillion, will we destroy and uncreate it? Yes, we will.
What's awesome about this is we still get to play together and we still get to work together and we still get to have that relationship growth. Even though we're not in a romantic relationship, we still get to commit to each other in this way. And what's really fun and exciting is we're both super excited about the possibilities of love that are going to come in for us next. And this has been such an amazing experience because we worked out so many of like the little troubles and ways that we were in love that whoever else is next coming in for us.
Who's next is going to get next? The good ass loving.
That's right.
Because we're working real hard to fully embody love in all of its expressions.
We are figuring it out.
You win the jackpot if you're next for us. And that is something that we did process a little bit the other night that we actually made a video on our Facebook for, of processing, you know, where we're at now with our relationship and our next love, and how we've processed that and how we've honored each other through, you know, high fives and hugs. Like, I'm excited for you and I'm excited for the next person for you because you are amazing and it's going to be great, whoever it is. Because
Love Gangsters. So this is what Love Gangster is. It's a practice, and we're showing up here to share how we're doing it, and we're hoping that we can connect with you guys out there and inspire and share this journey so that, you know, there's not as much pain and heartbreak around love, and so things don't have to end, and we can learn to love without end, and we can keep honoring each other and just rolling with the changes and the transformations. It's a time of great growth, and you gotta go with the flow, man. So yeah, I think that might wrap it up.
Yeah, this is the official birthing and release of Love Gangster. So we are still in development, but we're expanding every day on it. And as of right now, you can like us on Facebook and follow our feeds. We post out about love almost every day. We're also on Instagram.
You can find us at Love Gangster Official on Instagram. All right. So in the spirit of Thanksgiving and giving and receiving, thank you for receiving us here tonight in this space. And we love doing this, and we look forward to connecting with you on the deep, 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 real, and spreading
That's the word.
It. Yeah. Love Gangsters unite.
Peace, we out.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Drop deep in emotion. I spent 6 months in the middle of the ocean. I found fear, then I found its quotient. Had to slow down some, to gain forward motion. Self-doubt shattered in explosion. Stopped hiding in the smoking. Found myself, then bowed to devotion. Met a woman named Dee Bolton. Shook up worlds from the love that we soaked in. Imploded and joked in. Accelerated self from this love potion. Thought I was awake, but now I truly have awoken. Never to know that never was I broken. Infinite possibilities open.